Now you can double this process, the measurements. I hope YouTube can see what I'm doing. You can double the measurements and make it a double layer cake. Oh my God, it's so good. So here we go. You need 250 grams of almond flour. And I suggest you have one of these happy things and you zero it out, right? And you put your dish, you don't need to make so many dishes dirty. You put your thingamajiggy on it and you zero it out, or your bowl you're gonna use, whichever, however size it is, you zero it out. And then you're gonna get your almond flour in there and we're gonna measure. And this needs to be really, 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 really fine. 250 grams is going to be about, I wanna say 2 cups. So that was a little less than 1 cup. That's 160 grams. So yeah, that was 1. It's about 2 cups, but you have to measure this. You cannot, you have to weigh it. You just have to weigh it. When it gets to these picky cakes, I guess maybe that's why I call it a French cake, because it's just a different scale of baking. You have to measure. It's not as foolproof. I did put too much. It is 2 cups. But again, give or take. So don't go in there putting 2 cups and then DMing me and saying, oh, this isn't working. So measure 250 grams. I just put more. And now I'm at 260, 257, 250. 250 and a half, 250 even, exactamundo. Okay, 250 grams of almond flour, which means it's just really milled really fine. And we're gonna do the same. We're gonna zip it up again, just so it gets really, really fine. And this happens, you do this, so once you fold it into your egg white, it doesn't sink and get heavy. You have to do this. This is just the best way to get this really nice and fine. I'll just scoot it down and kind of give it a little movement from bottom. There we go. One more time. This is your showstopper cake. All right, there is my almond. Okay, and then we're gonna sift that. You have to sift it. You have to sift. We're making French almond cake. You have to sift. I feel like, you guys have so much glare from my sunlight up top. But you have to sift because it has those crumbled pieces, the chunks in there. You've got to sift it to break those apart. Okay, so ahora igual quiere de este para colador. I don't know why I forget that all the time. Okay. Yes, gracias. I have everything here now. Muy bien. Now that this is set, we're going to add a pinch of salt to our almond, processed almond or almond flour. Just add it to that. Don't worry about it. Now let's make, I have this all egg white because I am so stingy with my eggs that I don't like to break them apart. I don't know. It's a crazy OCD thing of mine. Again, we have to weigh it. And what we're going to do is weigh. Again, we're going to zero it out. And I'm just going to weigh it in here in my big bowl, right? And then we're just going to blend it in here. There it goes. It's really simple. Zero it out, and we need 4. Let's put 3 ounces of egg whites in here. And then get an ounce. 3 ounces is not going to be much, so don't go crazy. Go slow. This is really convenient for baking with stuff that needs egg white, this all egg white thing, because you have to measure it and be precise rather than cracking eggs and it'll be heavier or less. Here's the egg whites, and we're going to blend this up. So you have 2 sets of egg whites. The first set is going to be with your almond. So we're going to whip this up and get some air in there, and then we're going to blend in, and we need to plug it in and move my coffee. Holy moly, I just smashed my arm. All right, now we're going to have to measure some powdered sugar too. We know what's coming up. So I'm going to bring the powdered sugar here and zero this out. Seems to be like I'm going in circles. Zero this out. Okay, and then we need 90 grams of sugar. So now that that's zero, powdered sugar is what you want to use. 90 grams is about a cup, give and take. Again, measure. 84, 85. 87. Ooh, almost 90, 89.5. 90 grams of sugar. You want to be precise, people. You can't. Hi, lovies. 90. Now I have 91. It'll be too sweet. 90. Perfect. Okie dokie. And look at this is on here too. I'm going to double check. Yes, that needs to be in there. All right. So that's our sugar. Now we're going to start this up. We're just going to add some air to that. We're going to add a pinch of salt in our egg whites. This is not going to be the meringue. This is just the base for the cake. We're going to add our almond to this. And I'm not going to add sugar to this, just this. Yes, you can. Absolutely, you can replace sugar with stevia. Why not? Just go, you know that I think you have to use less stevia than sugar. So you know better the measurements and how to substitute the two. Just going to add some air to that. Get it going. It'll get airier if I add some sugar to it, but I'm not going to because my meringue is really important. So at this point, I got some air in there. It's actually becoming fluffier than you would think. If you give it time, this will absolutely fluff up. That looks good. And then we're going to whisk, add the flour, all the flour, almond flour. This is such a divine cake. You can also make this with mixed nut flour if you're not allergic or you don't care or you prefer. They have 3 nut flour mixes packages. I just prefer almonds. And this is white almonds. There's no skin in this batch, so it'll come out really nice and white. You can also use the one with the skin. That's pretty too. There we go. Get all that almond out. And then we're going to sift this through. Because you have all these bumps and bubbles and clusters over it. You want all the bubbles in the cake. But you have all these clusters that you want to work through and add it to your batter. Or get your batter going. And run your finger through, get all of that out. Remember now, we had the salt. We added a pinch of salt to the egg white and a pinch of salt to this. And the sugar doesn't go in here. The other thing that's going to go in here is the baking powder. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I do sift that too. That's 2 teaspoons. That's all. Sift it through, just as important. There we go. And now we are going to add our tip. Mix this up a little bit more. Now you can use this tip or you can use the other tip. And then our oil goes in here. And you need a half a cup of canola oil. This becomes really your paste. This is your half a cup of canola oil. I'm using organic coconut oil. You can use avocado oil. There we go. Half a cup. That's yum yum. Loosen it up a little. There's no flour in here, so you don't have to worry about over mixing. Oh, my house is calm right now. No one's home. Nobody is home. Now, this was the wrong tip to put in at the very last second, but we're just going to work through it and not stress it. Nobody is home. The kids are all out. Gisella's at dance, which I have to go pick her up in a half an hour. So we're going to be done with this and go grab her. She has theater. She had a theater class this morning. Now she has another one after dance. And the boys are out. They're coming home. Everyone's out. It's me, myself, and I. My dogs, my chickens. Here we go. All right, that's that. This is really simple. Now, all right, friends. Next step is really simple, and this is where it's going to become crucial. You have to remember that your total egg white is 8 ounces. So we put 3 in with the almond. Now we're going to have to put 3, let's put this here. We're going to put 5 ounces of egg white in here and make our meringue out of that. It really is quick. I'm just talking, I'm not focusing. 5 ounces of egg white is about probably 4 to 5 egg whites if you want to figure it out that way. But I just like to measure like this. It's so much more precise, and this cake is so delicate. You really want to be really precise with it. There we go. 5 ounces of egg white. Here we go. Let's wash this off because I used the wrong tip. And I have one more, but okay. Real kitchen, people. We're really cooking here. You know what I'm doing now. No, that I, okay. And then you want to rinse cold water over it if you're washing it, because the heat in this is going to, I really had to wash it, I'm sorry. The heat, that was my bad. I should have used the other tip. The heat in the water will ruin your egg whites. So that is key. So if you wash this under hot water, give it a cold bath. Here we go. This is where this is going to happen. We're going to get this going. And your vanilla will go in here. Now we're making our regular meringue. Cream of tartar or a pinch of salt. That's all that needs. So it's 2 steps. Don't lose sight of that. This is just going to become our meringue. Right? Our sugar is going to go in here, but I want to sift the sugar. And I can't sift it with this. You can't sift it with the one that had almonds in it because the almonds have fat, and the fat will ruin our batter, our meringue. Not our batter, our meringue. That's going. As that's going, I'm going to sift the flour in here. This is a fine mesh. This will take forever because the other one that was the perfect mesh. You know, the other thing you can do is just go like that, get all the bumps out. And it's always when I'm pressed for time that this is going to happen to me. It's just going to test my patience. We're going to add some of the sugar. There we go. And whip this up. Get this in there. Yes, Ara's with me. Ara is with me. Unbelievable. Just doesn't want to do it in this one. What can I tell you, guys? Just doesn't want to do it. It just doesn't want to agree with me. It doesn't want to agree. It's a full moon and all the crazies are out. Look at all these bumps that are not going through. There we go. Get the whole thing out of there. There we go. We're making our beautiful meringue. This is going to add air to basically our almond paste. This is just going to add air to your cake. And now your vanilla goes right in here. And then you let this become a beautiful meringue. And then all you gotta do is fold to this paste. This is an almond paste. literally. Scrape down this hole while that's happening. That's beautiful. Look at this gorgeous meringue. Look at that soft bake. You see that? I have a glare of sun. Look at that. Just soft bake. Perfect. Voila. We take this, push this baby back and make room. Now we can add this to that or that to this. I'm going to go from this bowl, the almond paste, into my meringue, and only because the almond paste bowl has a lot of butter in it, fat, oil, and what will happen is it'll deflate my meringue. There you go. The first batch, you kind of soften it on the edges of the bowl with a little bit of the meringue before you mix it all in. And then you start folding. That's it, just like your macaron. And you just fold and put air in there and just fold it. That meringue is so beautiful and done perfectly. Just mix it all up. Another batch. It literally is like an almond paste. I'm gonna put that in front of you guys. And then you pour this in your cake pan. I use just a plain circular pan. And you bake it at 350 for about 25 minutes. Right about 20 minutes, you should check. Insert something in there, toothpick. It is a moist cake. It's not going to come out, you know, really dense or fluffy. There we go. Look at that beautiful paste in there. And I have one more batch to add to this. We're really cooking, people. This is Darius and Nicholas's favorite flourless cake that I make. It really is. This will disappear. Hopefully I'll have some left tomorrow morning for them to enjoy. But especially when they know it's not carby, they eat more. They go through it quicker. Believe it or not, they care about these things. My teenagers. And Giselle is not a cake person, so she won't go near this at all. She'll be like, oh, what's the point of this? Just the boys, Daddy, and me. We will enjoy this. That's it. That's it. That's ready to go into my cake pan. I just mix it up really well. The meringue is done so perfectly. Here we go. And this recipe is on YouTube. I know I will post it and you guys will say, where's the recipe? So we're putting it on YouTube and just kind of scrape down your bowl. Make sure you don't have any of that base stuck to the bottom. Spray your pan with your flour, butter baking spray, or if you want to put butter or oil or anything, put a parchment paper on the bottom for it to come out. There it is. Just so good, so yummy. Super simple, really. If you get the ingredients going, it's super simple. It's just two steps, but take your time. You can't rush it. I, of course, couldn't prep way in advance because I was running around. I'm always running around, driving the kids around. Otherwise, if I was ready, it would be a shorter process. I just had to measure with you guys. But there it is. Voila. Done. Yes, and the phone is ringing. Because my phone always rings when I'm live. It's just they know. I think what it is I put it out in the world and they pick up on it. There's that beautiful batter. Right? I'm going to show you guys without the glare. There's the sun glare and there's the batter. Right? Now it's going to go in the oven and bake for 25 minutes at 350. Thank you for watching. Make sure you hit subscribe and the notification bell and you'll be alerted